Hello everybody, this is Age of StarCraft once again, bringing another video commentary for my YouTube channel. And today I have kind of a little special treat for you guys. Actually, well, I always say that, don't I? I always say I have a special treat for you guys, but really, is a treat any special when it is always a special treat? I don't care, I still say that because I'm always very excited to bring you guys a new video commentary, and today I have kind of actually the longest game I will ever have casted to date. Though probably ahead of my introductory to the videos, but it does not matter, as we can see my friend here spawning on the right side of Delta Quadrant as the blue Terran, and my friend's opponent Van Pei here spawning on the left side as the red Terran. And I don't really want to spoil the game too much for you guys, but although the title I'm pretty sure talks about it a little bit, we're going to see some very interesting Terran play today. So just to start off here, nothing going on crazy. We've got the regular 10 supply depot for both players, although it looks like my friend Nozza has sent a scout here earlier than his opponent. So not much going on here. A little high five by the SCVs doing the roll call. A second SCV here doing a roll call with the high fives. Barracks going down, of course. More SCVs producing. Same for my friend here, Nozza. One thing that Nozza seems to have gotten lucky, whereas Van Pei is scouting completely the wrong direction, so he will be scouting to Nozza's base on the very last position, which is never really a good thing, because by the time this SCV gets all the way around here, this wall is going to be fully up, and he's not really going to be able to see what's going on in here, which is really what he wants to take a look. If we, for example, if you take a look at Van Pei's base, I mean, look at this. Nozza being annoying. I mean, this is more of a typical Protoss thing to do to the Terran player, where you start harassing this SCV, you just basically put this as attack move somewhere around here or somewhere around here, and it will usually automatically attack the SCV, although you have to be careful because sometimes it does start attacking the buildings, or sometimes it just once the SCV gets like inside the nooks and crannies of the building, it just simply won't attack. And look at this, oh man, having a little Congo line here. Everyone follow the leader. Wow, that is kind of a flashback for those of you who were growing up in the 90s. Anyway, this SCV, is he gonna die? Oh, he's being a hero. SCV taking one more hit and he's gone down. All the little pieces float all over the place, and he just gives his life for Nozza. Nozza not paying attention to him, or maybe it's because he wanted to get this SCV from Van Pei out of here. Looks like a little bit of Marine on SCV action was going on here, and whoa, what just happened there? Was that a tech lab? I should probably keep the production tab open so I can know what is going on, and so you guys can know what's going on even if I'm not commentating on it. So I don't know what happened here. It's definitely something got cancelled. Not much going on here. Looks like the players are starting to macro up a little bit. Nozza going with the very strong 1-1 build so far, at least. Usually you want to get one barracks, one factory, one starport if you're going to do the 1-1-1 build. Let's see here at Van Pei, he is doing a double barracks build, so it's probably going to be a triple barracks, I would imagine. Not too sure. Definitely something that, no, looks like it's going to be a double barracks into a factory. Very curious as to what's going to come out there. Looked like he supply blocked himself. No, actually he just finished that depot. So a little bit of SCV trying to sneak in here, trying to be a ninja SCV, and Van Pei doing the smart thing, actually keeping his SCV outside to harass this SCV to shoo it away. Although he could. This is kind of a thing because Nozza probably saw these Marines when he was up here. One thing you could do is you could hide these Marines, and that way, I mean, if you see like 3 or 4 Marines, you can probably expect an infantry build. But if he hides these and then Nozza is just seeing a tech lab and a barracks, then that's not much help to him. Anyway, it doesn't look like that happened, but it's definitely something to keep in mind if you're a Terran player and you're going TvT, or actually if you're any player going up against T and you really don't have a way to scout up here. Kind of difficult with Sir, I guess, because you are in range of the Marines. And looks like this is going to be a 2-1-1 build, where you go 2 barracks, into a factory, into a starport, and what are going down here? A reactor and a tech lab. What about Nozza? What is Nozza up to? Ooh, having these 2 bold Marines. They are the army of 2. They do not care that they are outside their base. They will take any threats incoming any second now. So looks like what do we got going on here? Siege tank being researched and a Hellion coming out. And this dropship, this is Nozza's dropship. Ooh, 2 Hellions in already. Uh-oh. Is he gonna pick this one up too? Uh-oh, that is... Nozza gonna be a little bit sneaky with this drop shit over here. A Viking coming out probably to escort this medevac, I would imagine. And it looks like we're gonna have... Oh man, look at his timing. He's almost impeccable. Just as his Viking come out, the fourth Hellion comes out, and he still has minerals to make a tank. And because Siege Tank is already researched, he has a very, very, very defensive positioning. Oh my goodness, is the red player pushing at the same time? This is gonna be disastrous for both players. I mean, he's got a drop coming up here, and then red's pushing down here. Who is gonna be the opponent to strike first? This is kind of getting tense. Looks like red's gonna be the first one to take a jab, and these two more hero marines are gonna be like, yeah man, I can, oh help, god, they're all died. And this supply depot probably going to go down, but oh my god, look at this Hellion being dropped right here. SCVs are gonna start evaporating if the red player does not react. Looks like he had a pretty good reaction time, only lost like 2 or 3 SCVs, but let's take a look at here to the base. Oh my goodness, Nozza has been breached, and he has one hero tank being healed by all these SCVs and the mule even, but oh, it goes down, and now he is forced to use the SCVs to attack. What is going on here with the Hellion harass? It looks like it's been thwarted for the most part, although not quite exactly. And oh man, wow, actually guys, if you're in a situation like this where you're a Terran player, you want to try to focus fire the SCVs, because as you saw, one was attacking the Nozza. That's definitely not the optimal thing, but definitely this harass has been very, very, very devastating for the, well, I wouldn't say too devastating. I'm not even sure actually if that paid off completely, but let's take a look at his base. He was actually able to stop that with what forces? I think he was using his SCVs to stop that. Definitely kind of a clutch move right there for Nozza, gotta give him that. And bringing back his his medevac and his Viking really kind of in a shame of defeat and wasn't able to retreat not even those units. Oh man, medevac over here, gonna snipe this tank very likely, and this Viking most likely gonna go down, and this SCV just kind of sitting there chilling, you know, in the rear with the gear, whatever it is that they do say. And what is Nozza gonna do about this? Doesn't look like he has much, but it doesn't look like the red player has much as well either. This tank gonna be another hero tank. He's gonna clutch everything for Nozza once again. Looks like he is. Bandpage trying to drop a little bit too close to the tank so he doesn't siege, but at the same time it's kind of a liability because the siege tanks attack so quickly, guys. And now look at this. This Viking in the air is gonna deny this medevac drop. It is going to have to retreat, it is going to have to pull back, while these forces are going to have to be left out on their own. But it looks like, oh man, Nozza making kind of a little bit of a mistake. I think he would have been able to take these forces had he not been retreating, but it looks like he decided not to. Thankfully for him, he was still able to hold it off. Just barely, that siege tank escaping the grips of death by a little bit. Not even enough gas to repair it. Unbelievable. Just how close Nozza has been to losing this game twice already. Let's take a look at the red player. What is he up to? He looks like he is trying to set himself up for an expansion over here. Actually able to survive with this medevac. That is amazing. Even got a couple of missile turrets up to avoid any more Hellion nasty Hellion surprises. And like I said, guys, just make sure when you're dropping Hellions and things like that, you want to focus fire the SCVs to make sure that they are attacking the SCVs, because once you get 3 or so Hellions, I think 3 Hellions one-shot pretty much any worker unit in the game. Excuse me, 1 second. So yeah, definitely want to make sure you're making great use of that splash damage by focus firing, especially when they're bunched up like they were right here. Oh man, that is prime target for the Hellions. Anyway, this destructible rock's going down as a command center going right up. And what do we got here? This is one very good thing that I see Nozza doing. Look at the spread on the tanks. His wall's not breached, and he's trying to cover as much as he can because he knows drops are a possible threat. He's already been dropped once, I believe. Once so far, I think so. So definitely he wants to be able to cover his mineral line. He wants to be able to cover over here. He wants to be able to cover a little bit of his entrance. So definitely good. I gotta say that's pretty good tank placement, and putting a couple of missile turrets here so that he can start moving his tanks most likely. Putting another one over here to try to nullify the threat of dropships, although they could always be a threat even with missile turrets. I guess you could. There's still this unprotected area, not to mention they could just do kind of a doom drop sort of thing, although that's more of a Zerg tactic. Not something I'm going to be discussing about right now, definitely for some other video, we'll leave that for another time, but it looks like Nozza is also expanding himself, or at least building a command center, and all these timed almost the same. Oh my goodness, even though these two players have taken two huge blows, it looks like they're expanding almost at the same time. Nozza here has only a couple of units, and what about the red player here? He has actually been... Oh boy, here comes another drop of the red player. This is actually something you do not want to do, guys, and I recommend you do not do, is you load your units and leave them like this, because let's just say, theoretically, theory crafting here, that a couple of Vikings start coming up here and, you know, 5 or 4 start shooting, and they take down one of your medvacs, and it's full of like 2 Marauders and 4 Marines, and you got tanks knocking at your door, and oh, it's just going to be so disastrous. So make sure that if you are not using your units, if you're not transporting your units in a medevac, you do not want to have them in there at any time. But it looks like I should stop talking because this orbital command is going to get denied, and it's going to have to float away here because this tank sieging right outside, getting a couple hits on the SCVs. Nozza here kind of has to take a defensive position. He doesn't really, if he unsieges, he risks losing to these units. I mean, the time it takes to siege and unsiege could be a very, very fatal mistake. I like how he is staggering his tanks so that if one goes